Connells Point is an affluent suburb in southern Sydney, in the state of New South Wales, Australia. Connells Point is 20 kilometres south of the Sydney Central Business District and is part of the local government area of the Georges River Council, in the St George area. The area has long been home to prestigious family homes, luscious greenery and cultivated parks on the foreshore. Bowden Crescent is a famous, tightly held waterfront street at the end of the locality. Connells Point takes its name from the geographical formation beside Connells Bay, on the Georges River. It is a small, picturesque suburb surrounded by the suburbs of Hurstville Grove and South Hurstville, Blakehurst and Kyle Bay. History. Connells Point and Connells Bay were named after Charles Daniel O'Connell, who held land in the area. Connells Bay was originally called O'Connell's Bay. In the early days, the bay was used for shipbuilding. Connells Point Public School was opened in 1933. Transport. The main feeder road into the suburb starts at Waniora Road, Hurstville. It passes through South Hurstville at King George Road and then to Connells Point. It is appropriately named Connells Point Road, and follows through the centre of the locality. Landmarks. Donnelly Park, Polton Park, Connells Point Reserve, Connells Bay, Connells Point, Otley Bay. Schools. Connells Point has a public primary school, Connells Point Public School, which was established in 1934 and caters for students from years K-6 in the New South Wales education system. Notable alumni of the school include Robert McClelland, federal member for Barton and Attorney General. Sport and recreation. Connells Point has its own football club called Connells Point Rovers FC, who currently play in the St George Soccer Football Association. Their home ground is Polton Park. The Connells Point Sailing Club is located in Donnelly Park, on the shore of Connells Bay. The first Kyle Bay Sea Scout Hall is adjacent to the Connells Point Sailing Club. Population. According to the 2011 census, there were 2,703 people living in Connells Point. 28.5% stated they were born overseas, with the top countries of birth being China 4.8%, Greece 2.3% and England 1.8%. English was stated as the only language spoken at home by 62.5% of residents, and the most common other languages spoken were Greek 11.8% and Cantonese 4.5% and Mandarin 4.4%. The most common responses for religious affiliation were Catholic 29.2%, Orthodox 20.5% and Anglican 18.1%.